And we are live with the Mini JCW team on both the Miniac and the Mini JCW team channels. So this is something new that we're trying out. We're basically simulcasting on both channels, and we're going to probably be doing this for the foreseeable future, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know where Lewis or Cristian are currently, or Landon for that matter, but we do have PJ Groenke, car number 62. We have Clay Williams, car number 60. And we have Alain Lazier in car number 64. And I've heard that he's a big fan of orange cars as well, which is why he's driving that. So it seems only fitting that he gets an orange car. So anyway, we're recapping the Sonoma race, which was a really fun weekend, really great time, and we're gonna basically chat with all of you and see how it went. I know that Clay, you managed to get 2 second place finishes, race 1 and race 2.
Yes, I did. I think we had a great season opener. Probably the best we could do with how the series' BOP is going. The Hyundai was super fast, pretty much checked out from the green flag in both races. Mm-hmm. Even though it was smoking pretty bad, I honestly thought it was going to blow up. But never seemed to. So, but yeah, second place both races. It's the best outcome I think we could have done with how it's going. But it's a long year, so we'll make it up as we go.
And we are now joined by Cristian Perocarpi driving car number 37.
Hi, sorry, I was a little bit late.
Well, you're here. We're still missing Landon, and we're missing your dad. So.
Dad's behind me, so he's not going to be joining. He'll be here. He'll be here in spirit. He's right here.
All right. Well, he's there in spirit. So we're just missing Landon then.
Yep.
All right. Well, Cristian, you managed to pull off a third place for your first run in a TC car in a race. So how do you feel about that?
I actually feel like, I guess this is one of my best kind of podiums of my career, just because I helped. Really, it was Jackson and I and Carlos and Nevin, but in the last week and a half to finish the car, it was just Jackson and I and Carlos and Brian. So I really helped build this car, and so I have I don't know, I'm just really proud that the car even ran on the track, really. So, and we had some adversities during the race, so I kind of like the challenge that I was kind of put up against. And to get a third, I was a little bit emotional after the race, actually, just because I slept at the shop 3 nights in a row and didn't go home for a whole week just to finish that car, and didn't get to see my girlfriend before I left, and didn't get to see any of my family. So it was just nice. It was hard work pays off, I guess.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about, I'm trying to find it in the video clip here. Tell us a little bit. There it is. So tell us a little bit about what makes car number 37 up. There it goes. Car number 37 special.
So 37 is, as we know, is a very famous Mini number from the 1960s when the first Minis were running in the Monte Carlo Rally. 37 was the car that actually won the rally. So it's been a very famous Mini number pretty much the whole life of Mini. And we ran it in IMSA. And then when we came to SRO in 2019, the number was taken or something like that. And so we didn't run it up until this year. It became available again. So it's really important to us. We're happy to have the number back. I'm excited to bring it back for the Mini fans too.
And it's a pretty cool looking car. I'd have to say, definitely your dad was trying to find a color that would stand out in the race. So obviously metallic silver was the perfect choice for that.
Yeah, he picked a really good color. So, and a lot of the other drivers came up to me to tell me how they liked the car too.
So it's a cool looking car. I did notice though, I think the color actually matches your personal daily driver.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. I think mine's a little bit darker than it.
Well, awesome. You did pretty well for your first outing in a TC car. So good job on that.
Thank you.
We're gonna jump up to Alain this was your first start for the 2023 season, and how do you think it went?
Well, it's first time at Sonoma, so really, I had zero experience there. The week before was pretty busy for me, so normally I like to do a bit of practice, and I probably got 10 laps in iRacing before to learn the track only. So starting a bit behind. So really, the test day was supposed to be time set aside for me really to get comfortable in the car and the track, and unfortunately, we had a little boo-boo in first practice in the session, so we missed the entire first day. So I felt like I was always a day behind. So the pace was starting to get good in the last day, which is really where we should have been on Saturday. But unfortunately, hey, I made a little mistake, and unfortunately, it was very costly. It's a lot of damage on the car, and we took all day Thursday with the crew. Guys worked tremendously hard to ensure we put the car back together. We weren't even sure we were going to be able to do that. So, it's just, we did what we could at this point. I wish we were a little more competitive, but at the end, it's just with the setback we had on the Thursday, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have any other boo-boo over the weekend. So it was what it was. So at the end, it'll be better next race we're there. So I'll probably be there at Coda. So.
Well, awesome. I did showcase the I didn't showcase the incident that led to the damage, but I did showcase the technicians repairing that car, and they did a fantastic job getting it put back together.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, it's a stupid thing. It's just a warm up lap. Anything wasn't even pushing. I think I was doing 30, 40 miles per hour at the hairpin, and the car just snapped on me. Something stupid, and you didn't think much would have happened, but just the angle, it grazed the wall, and unfortunately has pretty major damage on the front frame rails. So that's what we had to straighten back, and the guys did a great job. You couldn't really see it for the weekend. It was just a little dent on the hood, and you wouldn't think it would have done so much damage because the bumper cover really only had a small scratch on it. But when you took everything apart, there was a lot of damage behind that. So thanks to the guys, thanks to the team, did a fantastic job in putting it back together. So.
Well, fantastic. So PJ, I was going through the video clip, I noticed there was a lot of coverage on your car.
Yeah.
And it was basically almost the entire race too. I was watching. It seemed like your car was the one they put on camera quite a bit.
Yeah, I actually added it up. Of the 40-minute race, it was around just over 11 minutes of coverage, which was super cool. And it was a crazy battle. We should have been up front battling with the other guys. Just BOP is kind of holding us back a little bit right now. But the great thing for me was now having a season with the team and back with the Mini JCW, I got a grip on the car and I can really drive the car. And once we get the series to help out with the BOP a little bit, we're going to be right up there, and it's going to be one hell of a bloody season.
Well, it's off to a good start. All the cars looked great in the race last week or that weekend. So great job. We have Lewis in there with Cristian right now. Lewis, how do you think everything went?
Hey guys, yeah, it went actually quite well for knocking the rust off from the off season and showing up with one brand new car. The other cars, they finished the season well, so we didn't expect any issues with them, and we didn't. Christian's car, he kind of told you guys a story, but basically that car had never even shifted into second gear until it rolled off the truck at Sonoma. So we had no idea, what kind of whatever we missed in the build, right? In the build. So the guys at the shop did a great job. It looks like we did fasten all the bolts up on it and didn't have any issues. So yeah, excited. The car looks amazing. All the cars look great. PJ's battle was probably the highlight of the weekend. Obviously, Clay's two second places. Basically, Clay was the overall, winner. You know, the new car that showed up in Clay's class is the BOP was off, and that guy was racing in the next class up by himself. So we're not going to count that as a. I mean, he got the wins, which hurts us in the points because a win is a lot of points from first to second place, and he basically swept the weekend. But he was running in the TCX class, and nobody had anything for him. So unfortunately, the series missed the BOP on new cars. And you know, as PJ said, they still miss the BOP in general in both classes of TCA, TCX, and TC. You know, the Subaru and the new Honda are about a second or two faster than the minis overall. And obviously the new Hyundai was like 5 seconds a lap faster than anything. So the series will hopefully, you know, take care of that for NOLA. We have a big uphill battle to catch up on points because, you know, they were given wins that the other manufacturers didn't have a chance to compete for. So, you know, yes, we have, you know, another 12 races to catch, which is really 6 weekends. So we'll see, you know. So yeah, I mean, other than that, I think the minis were the fastest of the properly BOP cars. You know, PJ should have been, like you said, battling, you know, the Subaru and the Honda for a podium position, and just we're, you know, we are told what power we need to run and what weight we need to run, and we do, and we're very transparent about that. So we follow the rules, and you know, as we do that, we are a couple seconds off pace to the new cars, you know, so that's just the way it is. And again, last year that didn't get fixed in the TCA class all year long. You know, the minis were a second. Cristian was managed to get within a second of the new cars. PJ at the end of the season was right there also, but still quite under. You know, these guys had to drive really hard. You know, we had to break our cars to keep up with, on the rear bumpers if we could, and you know, yes, we got a couple podiums there, but really the other teams gave it to us by racing hard or going off track or racing sloppy, and gave us the wins. And you know, same with Clay. Clay was right there with Bohm most of the time, but Bohm had last year also was somehow way faster than all the other Honda. So whatever. I sound like I'm crying, but that's just the reality of it. You know, we're just not in contention for winning races. We won't be until the BOP gets corrected properly. And, you know, and that's where we're at. You know, the cars are good. Am I excited? Yeah, I'm excited about our team and our group of guys and our drivers, and you know, am I excited about the racing? Not really. You know, we don't really have a chance unless somebody falls off. And I would like to win a race, you know, on a hard battle, mirror to mirror, bumper to bumper race. That's how you win them, right? If you get beat that way, you know, I'll take it, right? Like that was an awesome race. We got beat fair and square, and that's awesome. And we'll look forward to going at it again the following weekend. But at the moment, we're just hoping we can get on the podium, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now I was talking with Ethan, actually chimed in here. So he was saying from his point of view, it looked like the launcher was 15 seconds ahead.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's way faster than it showed. I mean, you know, none of the teams, when you have an edge on power or BOP, you're going to run just fast enough to stay ahead of the competition. So, and that's how it is, right? You know, at the moment we're driving as fast as we can just to try to keep up with them. And honestly, data shows, I'm sure their data shows that they're going as fast as they can, but trust me, you know, drivers and teams just drive as fast as they need to. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure the Elantra and the Subaru, and I don't know about the Honda. The Honda is about a second faster than the minis, the new Honda. Buckman, he's not, he's quite a good driver, and he did everything he can to chase Devin, and Devin was just keeping him just right behind them at will. So I'm sure if they needed to go faster, they can. And so,
like they did in qualifying, a second faster or 2 seconds faster than anyone.
Yeah.
And this isn't a complaining session. It's just,
it's reality.
We want to have the chance to fight for the win. And if we are able to bring it home as drivers, perfect. If we're not, then it's on us. Yeah. But right now, we don't even have the chance to fight for a win. Realistically, my fight for the third place podium should have been a fight for the win, or if not, one of the top two. But and not to knock anyone, but the battle I was having for third place was with a driver that I've got way more experience than, and we shouldn't have been fighting in that battle. I've watched my in-car footage over and over, and my lines were clean every single lap after lap. And if you're following someone that's missing the apex corner after corner, but can then accelerate away from you out of the corners, I don't have a chance. So I think the series is great. I think they do a good job. I think they're very proactive, but we're that much off. We just need that little bit to be able to have the chance to fight for the wins and to be up there in contention based on driver skill and driver level. And I'm not toting my own horn, but I've been around for a while, and if you watch my in-car footage, you can see it. Like I did everything I could cleanly to get by him, and watching back the live stream, yes, when he passed me back, I left the door open. I should have protected the inside. But for someone to be able to just dive underneath you under the brakes that easily from like 100 yards away, there's a big disparity. So I have all faith in the TC America and SRO officials and everything. They're aware of it, and I think we'll be good moving forward, hopefully, and they'll proactively fix this to give us the chance to fight for the wins.
Yeah, and that's what we're asking for, is a chance to fight for podiums, right? We're not asking to have more BOP or whatever, but at the moment, we are turned down quite a bit. And, whatever it is, either weight doesn't really make a difference. When they add a kilo or 10 kilos or 20 kilos, man, whatever, like that doesn't really slow the car that much down. We're missing a second in TCA. We're missing about 2 seconds a lap. Yes. And, in TC, I think we're okay, except for the Nissan. The Hyundai was just 10 seconds faster than everybody. Right. So that just needs to be slowed down. And if they're going to slow them down, it's not going to be weight. It needs to be like they do us, just, take boost away or whatever. And every team has to have the ability to be able to comply with the requirements that the series applies. So, if they can't turn cars down, then they just need to turn us up, whatever the combination is. It doesn't matter. At this point, I think the TCA cars are too slow. I think the TCA cars should be maybe, I think the TC cars need to be a second faster, and I think the TCA cars need to be about 2 to 3 seconds faster, maybe more. I think they need to bring the all three classes a little closer to each other. I feel like the racing would be better. I feel like the TCX cars should not be lapping the TCA cars 10 laps into the race. Basically, I think they maybe lap them towards the very last lap or two. The TCX cars don't lap the TC cars, or at least the front guys, and I think you just need to speed everybody up so that doesn't happen, and then the series would be really good,
Mm-hmm. So Elaine, I noticed you had a bit of a contact with a BMW in race 2, and I was curious about what happened there. It looked like he just didn't get
the two front guys were in a battle, and obviously the second guy was trying to fall so he wouldn't lose. But on the other end, when you come to corner 1, corner 2 area, there's only so much space, and it's his responsibility to pass me. And I left him as much room as I can. Obviously, he was on the outside, and he just cut back on me where I was, and I had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, didn't push me so hard, but it damaged the wheel. So I thought I had a flat tire at that point, so I kept going. But I didn't want to destroy the car either. There was no point. And when you're in a 40-minute race, if you got a pit to change the tire, your race is already over. So it doesn't really matter at that point if you come in or not. So I just decided to park it to make sure there wouldn't be any more damage. The wheel was actually severely damaged at that point, and it took a big chunk out of it. So I just went and parked it in a safe area, and that was the end of the race, unfortunately.
Well, sorry to hear that, but at the same time, you managed to keep the car in one piece, at least for the most part.
Yeah, it's just the second race was better. I had a great start. I was able to pass. I can't remember if it was 2, 3, or 4 cars between the 2 corners, so it was competitive. Obviously, my pace wasn't enough to come close to PJ and the front running guys, but I wasn't too far off on the Sunday when it came to that. So having been given an extra day of practice, I think I could have been in the pack somewhere up there. May not be as high as PJ. Obviously, PJ's got a lot of experience with the car. So, but I think it's just it's a lot when you come into a new car to learn the car, learn the track and everything. It puts you slightly at a bit of a disadvantage. But I've been to Coda before, which is my next race that's scheduled, so I know the track. I will have learned the car, so hopefully we'll have a better weekend next time we're out.
So, Cristian, I noticed this. I wanted to show this to you. What was it? It was race 1, and I was curious what happened. Where was it? Right here. Not yet. Coming up. Okay. There it is.
This Clay watched it. Clay had his opinion on it also, but I think Celso and we went in there, and I think he had already thought he had cleared me, and when he started to whoa up, I was already down the inside, and I pretty much had nowhere to go. But luckily, I turned the car a little earlier than I would usually, so the contact wasn't too bad between us. So,
because I remember when you came back to the paddock, you did have a cracked wheel arch, and I remember looking at it and going, "What did he hit?"
Yeah, the contact actually wasn't that bad, so I was surprised. I thought it'd be a lot worse, but Celso and I talked about it. We joked about it. It was just a racing incident. You're racing hard on the first lap, and we were struggling with issues coming out of corners, so I would get eaten up down that back straight, and so I was trying to defend the best I could. So,
yeah. And PJ, BOP aside, you gave everybody a good show, show on the live stream.
Yeah, I was doing everything I could, pulling every trick out of the book to get by this guy, and I used up his bumper NASCAR style. It just, there was no way that I could find a way around him and then build a gap. It was really frustrating for me, but exciting at the same time, because I was able to use my racecraft and see if I could find a way around him and then build a gap. Mm-hmm. I managed to get by him with under 2 minutes to go, and I was leaving it till the last minute and hopefully try and find a way around him. It was just weird. Out of certain corners, he just couldn't put the power down, because I could see he had overworked his tires and they were just getting way too hot. Mm-hmm. And I could get a gap on him, but because there's a bit of a power difference or whatever it is in the BOP, I couldn't really get around him. So when I finally got around him, it's when he left the door open into turn 3 on the inside. We did have some contact there. Not severe, but it's just the two cars come together and there's not really a lot of space. And then, yes, watching back the live stream, Calvin Fish said that I left the door open. Watching it, yes, I probably should have defended to the inside, but I didn't think he would be able to come from that far back under braking. And just, if I had turned in, it would have been a side impact on the door. And we're not going down that road this year. We're going to finish every lap of every race and just gather the points. And you see it here, like he's nowhere near under braking. And if I would have turned in here at the apex, I would have been creamed. So I kind of gave it up. I should have defended to the inside. That was a potential podium, but I've always said that Sonoma hates me. It's one of the tracks that I've never got a podium on. Unfortunately, still snake bitten and haven't got a podium there. But to leave there with my best results at that track ever, and then to be heading to tracks that I know I've podium on every single time, I'm super excited for the series to be going back to COTA because I've always been really fast there. And the season is just beginning, and we're going to be very strong. To start off this strong, it's going to be a very good year for the mini JCW team.
Sounds like a plan. So,
Yeah.
I did have someone. Someone just commented on here. His name's Scott Swales. Said, "Good seeing you, fellas." And I'm gonna take this off so it's not covering up Cristian here. There we go. So he said, "Good seeing you, fellas. I agree. They need to refactor that BOP."
Yeah, it seems. I guess I'll put my input in. Well, I've said it a million times, and I don't think I can say it anymore. But I think the series needs to look at who they have doing the BOP, because it is what it is. But they seem like they can't get it right, unfortunately. And it's been 2 years of this, 3 years of this. I don't know how many years. PJ knows. Dad knows. So I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. But hopefully SRO looks at this weekend and does something.
So the objective with balance of performance is that each vehicle is basically on a competitive level about on par. They're all about the same.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
Give every manufacturer an opportunity, every driver to win a race, right? So they try to balance the cars. No two cars, different manufacturers are equal. So they do their best between power and handling and weight. They try to balance the cars. So every car. Now, it's interesting because SRO seems to think that they can make a Mini be identical to a Subaru, right? So they try to match the power curves up the straightaways, and they'll tell us that our braking isn't as good as here or there, and some cars are lighter, some cars are heavier, brakes are different, aero is different on all the cars. So like it's impossible to make two cars alike. In the other series that we used to race in, they used to BOP the cars. I think they had the best BOP system, which they had a lot of tools, and they used the information, the data from the fastest 20 laps of each car in the race. So most likely, when you're racing as fast as you can to win. So you get probably what the car can really do, instead of the information they get out of practice sessions, and then make adjustments. And then there's just cars that are just not going to be fast. Like when we used to go to Daytona, the MX-5 Cup car, didn't have the power, the torque, than the Mini or the BMWs or the Audis or the Porsches, right? Nobody was as slick as a Porsche at Daytona. And, Mazda knew that at Daytona, they just needed to survive and finish. They didn't care. They wanted to win, but they knew that when they went to Laguna Seca, the MX-5 cars were going to be the win, right? So there's a give and take. The balance of performance at the end of the year during 10 races, the cars were as equal as each car could be. But regardless, at some tracks, some cars were going to have advantages and some were going to lose. Again, at Daytona and Road America, the MX-5 Cup cars were going to just hang and hopefully finish a race wherever they finished, and the compressor went off here, but I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we
can hear you.
It's a shop. If you're in a shop, you're going to have a compressor going off.
Yeah, it'll stop here in 15 seconds. But anyway, so it was interesting that you would go to Lime Rock and Laguna Seca where the MX-5 Cup would beat everybody, and it didn't matter balance of performance. In general, the cars were really equal. They weren't 2 seconds faster a lap. They were just enough to be better on tires or whatever, So I don't know. Where every weekend we're going to talk about balance of performance until we're within the same second or within the same couple of tenths of lap than everybody else is. And the Subaru is slick and low and rear wheel drive, and I don't care what the series do, it'll never be identical to a Mini. And it's interesting because people say, oh, you don't want to show your secrets, and I'm like, we're the only Minis running there. So if you want my setup, I would love to see what a Mini setup does to a Subaru, right? Like, have it. Do you want to know what our ride height is? You can have it. You don't want to know what our cambers are? Fine, take them. Like, I don't care. I love to see what your car does with a Mini setup. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, at the end of the day, we have a great group of guys.
Yeah.
We have the Mini technicians that help. We had a great group of guys there that got Elaine's car fixed with Jonathan. Jonathan is one of, Elaine's mechanics, and he came from Canada to help. And he had 4 Mini technicians there, and they were so happy, when they kept saying this car is going to be on track tomorrow. Like, if this car showed up at the dealership, it'd be totaled. Like, we would put it in a trash can. And so they were super proud, and we had the dually there, and they hooked up chains to it. And man, at the end of the day, like Elaine says, it has a dent on the hood, and you would never know the damage that it had at one point. And those guys were super proud. We had dinner that night, late night, and they were just couldn't wait to see Elaine go out on the next morning. And that's what it's all about. We know what we can do performance-wise. We have a great lineup of drivers, but at the end of the day, we have a great group of guys, and we'll have another 4 different technicians at NOLA in a couple of weeks. We'll do it all over again. We'll go racing, and like PJ and said, every lap counts. We'll get to, that's the goal for all of our drivers, regardless of BOP. We can't have DNFs, and, we'll see what happens, throughout the season with performance. But at the moment, we just need to complete every lap and hopefully lead laps, right? So we're not limping around. But that's the goal at the moment. That's the only thing we can control, we have a great relationship with all the race teams there. We have a good time. The drivers all like each other for the most part, I believe. And the cars are ready for NOLA here. We just got a couple of things to do, upgrade the fuel cell on the 37 car. It's really exciting. We believe the Mini card is back, support Cristian, hopefully. And we got finally ATL got the fuel cell done for it. So we'll put that in and give the fuel cell back to the red Mini that we stole it from to get Cristian's car to Sonoma. And it looks good. I probably won't make NOLA personally. I'm going to Mexico the week prior, and I'm going to race the Sonora Rally, which is kind of exciting for me. And if I make it to the finish line, that's on the 28th, which is the first day of practice in NOLA. There's no flights direct from Phoenix. It's going to take me like all day or a day and a half to get there. There's an option of driving all the RV and the trailer from Mexico to New Orleans, and that takes 24 hours. So I might be able to get there by Sunday. If I don't make it the entire week and I DNF or whatever, the Sonora Rally hasn't been good to me. Out of 4 attempts, we finished it once. Last year Clay went with me, and we completed one day, and then we overheated the engine. We came home. So we're finishing it now. We're taking 2 cars. Bruce, that drove with us at Indy, he's driving one of the VXs, and he's already has it. He's in.
Yeah, I saw the post on Facebook. He posted about the car, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So he's got my car, which is done, and I'm finishing up his car, and I'm leaving Tuesday with it. And so yeah, so exciting, busy here at the shop, but yeah, I'll try to make the race. Hopefully, I would really like to get to the end. It's the Sonora Rally is part of the World FIA World Rally Raid Championship this year. So all the big teams from Dakar coming, all my dirt Dakar heroes are going to be here. Carlos Sainz is going to be there. Stefan Peter Hansel, and I've met all these guys, so they're going to be there. The Prince of Qatar and Nasser Al-Attiyah is going to be there. So it'd kind of be cool to make it to the finish line and be at the ceremony on Friday night to see those guys get their trophies, whether we win or not, so, and be part of an FIA World Rally Raid Championship. That would be cool. So
sounds like fun.
Yeah. So it'd be good. It's awesome to be in the desert there in Mexico. Clay had his first experience in Mexico last year, and we inhaled a lot of dust. We were laughing so hard, at one point.
Yes, we did.
At one point, we were in the middle of we were just putting out so much dust, and the dust was coming in through the windows because it was hot, and the AC just couldn't keep up the temperature inside the cab, and outside was like 110 degrees or whatever, and so we cracked the little windows open, and this dust came in like a blower.
Oh my God!
And we were inhaling dust for a few minutes. At one point, I saw Clay cough, and he coughed dust. Right?
Literally.
And I start giggling, and I start coughing dust out my lungs too. And before you know, we were both coughing, and it was hilarious. And we were just spent 5 hours and 40 minutes in the car running through the desert, and at one point, Clay says, we only got like 1 kilometer or whatever it was. I don't know what it was. And it's like, man, it takes so long to get there. And your average speed is like 20 miles per hour, right?
Yeah.
So each mile takes 5 minutes to get there, right? So it was, I remember we made it to the finish line. We opened the doors, and the series people there get your time card. And they go, do you guys want water? And we're like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And we carry water, but it's just like in the race car. You don't drink the water unless you're on a yellow flag, or even sometimes, I never remember to drink water when I'm in the car. I don't know about you guys.
But Clay drinks his whole bottle on the pace lap.
Yeah.
In the race car, but in the Via Cross, I was just reading. I didn't even cross my mind until the guy offered it, which was a big relief. I was dying.
You're too busy coughing up dust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we, it's kind of like the mini team. We had a great time there. It was just Clay, myself, and Nevin, and during the registration, the hotel, which is the pit paddock, it's called the Bivouac. All the cars are there. We walked down the block down the street and sat at the corner taco stand and had some of the best tacos right there on the street, and the people are so hospitable, and they just love the cars there, and so I look forward to that. It's going to be 100, and I was looking at the weather. It's going to be like 110 degrees, next week there.
Fun.
I look forward to that. So yeah, so we have maybe we'll chat about it. We'll in our NOLA post race stream. We'll have some images, and hopefully run a couple of days where we get some cool stuff to talk about.
I'm hoping so. So we do have NOLA coming up April 28th through the 30th. I know we'll be setting up prior to that. What do you all hope to achieve out of this race? That's kind of a loaded question, but
I think I know what PJ's car can achieve. So I know what PJ can achieve at NOLA.
I'm coming home with hardware.
I'm really
top step.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready. The car is great. We just need to be able to compete with the other cars. So I'm ready. That's all I can say. And Mini
He is ready.
JCW
There you
team is
go.
the team to drive with, and they're the best I've ever been with, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just gotta get to the checker flag.
I think.
Yep.
Hopefully, I think with the new TC car, I think we're looking to have no problems at NOLA, and we should be really quick. So hopefully Clay and I can be up front with Jeff and the rest of the competition. So I think it should be a lot of fun. And Clay had success there last year, so we know the cars are fast there.
Well, definitely it's going to be the two coolest looking TC cars out there. They really should be all the way up at the front, right?
They are cool looking for sure.
I mean, they're just the most maniacal. They're just. I talked to someone and said that they're the most maniacal looking cars out there because they just like there's street minis like the TCA cars, and then there's those, and you're like, this is like beyond street cars, just like the most aggressive looking minis you could possibly have on the road. When I had someone comment on one of the videos, they were like, where can I get those wheel arches?
Yeah.
And I said to tell them they're custom built for the cars.
Yeah, we need to get a raw sound footage because it doesn't sound like a Mini at all.
No.
Amazing.
I'll make that happen at NOLA.
Yeah,
I'll make
hopefully
that
we
happen
can
at
Awesome.
NOLA.
practice session because I think people need to know how this thing truly sounds. Clay
We
can
could
vouch.
probably just clip the mic to the exhaust and let you run around during practice.
The camera doesn't do it justice. When you're in the car, this thing is screaming and it makes sounds I've never heard a turbocharged engine make. It's truly amazing.
It's an insane car. I actually have a 3-minute review video of the 37 car that I'm going to post at some point, but some of the audio was kind of sketchy, so I might try to do it. I might try to do it again at NOLA just to get a better video of that car, kind of a little bit more detailed, possibly a walk around of it. But yeah, it's going to be NOLA's going to be a good race. I'm concerned. Me personally, I'm concerned about the temperature. I mean, it's going to get a little warm out there.
It's humid too, so get ready.
Come to Mexico with me, then you'll be.
Yeah, there you go.
I did buy a pair of black pants that are designed to keep you cool. So I'm hoping that those help a little bit.
Yeah, you might need like a walking cool suit because like last year I remember NOLA, it rained on the Saturday. Was it the Saturday? And it was death after the rain. Like it was so humid.
Yeah.
Watch out. There's alligators there, so watch out for that. So,
That'll be fun.
They're at the track too.
Yeah, in that little pond by where you were stuck. That's why you sat on the car after.
Yeah, I didn't want to. And there was a mosquito about this big.
I can imagine. Yeah.
The bugs there are humongous. It's like the Amazon rainforest.
Oh, it's by you, right? It's
I mapped out the where the track is, and I was looking at it. I was like, okay, so you got New Orleans up here, and then you got Bayou down here where the track looks like it's sitting.
Yeah, it's just surrounded by water. So get ready.
I don't know what time it is, but we still have guys here working. You know,
What's up?
Brian's here.
Come on, Brian. What's up?
How's it going?
I miss you guys.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Well,
You
Brian,
going to
you might
NOLA?
come to Sonoma,
No,
so
I got school. But
Oh.
hopefully in the summer.
Okay.
After school,
you don't need school. You just need race cars.
An engineer.
Well, I can tell you guys my car is going to be showing up at NOLA with some new stripes on it.
Mm.
We're going yellow.
Oh,
that's
like
nice.
a Lotus.
Yeah, it is going to be a Lotus. The number panels are going to be white, so it is going to have kind of a Lotus racing livery vibe to it.
That's cool.
But also I found out that one of John Cooper's first race cars back in the 40s actually had a yellow, green, and white color scheme.
Yeah, it was,
Nice.
it was very popular with the British back then.
Yeah.
Well, it was either that or I was going to have the whole nose of the car wrapped in yellow vinyl, but that seemed like a bit much for the time being.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go back to work. I gotta build a transmission on a VX that needs to leave for Mexico here on Tuesday. So
That's important.
yeah, so
Yes.
it's always cool. You know, thanks Zach for putting this stream together. And you know, I may or may not see you at NOLA, or I might not see anybody, or I may see you guys at NOLA. In Elaine, we'll see you at COTA.
Mhm.
You know, in about a month or so. I don't know how long it is, but you know,
It'll be May 19th, I think, is
Over a
the
month.
Oh, we don't even get a full month
Month
break.
and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's basically like 2 weeks as far as I know. I drive back on May 1st from New Orleans, and then it's like 2 weeks later I'm driving down to Austin, Texas.
Copy
Yeah,
that.
and I got to work in between that, which is always interesting and fun.
Copy that.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun little excursion, as
I'll
I
put
call it.
together our text group for NOLA, and I'll share my adventures while you guys are setting up and going practicing. Hopefully,
Please do.
hopefully
Sounds like a
I can
plan.
share a trophy on Friday to motivate
Yes.
you guys to pick up something there with the minis too.
Motivation is not lacking. You know that.
Yep. All
Well,
right,
it's-
guys. I'm gonna go to work. We'll talk to you guys,
Lewis, nice to see you, man.
Yeah.
guys.
All right, well, guys, it seems like we've had a good turnout this evening with the first live stream on both channels. We did this on the Miniac and we did this on the Mini JCW Team channel. So I've been looking at the live chat just to make sure that it was coming through, and we've been getting live chat from the team channel. So it's been popping up in here, and we've been able to put it up on the screen. So this system worked out perfectly, and we're going to be doing this again after NOLA, of course, because it draws attention. I think the fact that you can do it on both channels now means that we're going to get a bigger audience. I think I've encouraged my subscribers, 18,500 of them now. I've encouraged them to go and subscribe to the Racing Team's channel as well. That being said, someone did comment who is from Pasadena. He said hello from Pasadena, and then he asked, "What's Cristian's channel?"
I do have a channel. It's just Cristian Perocarpi on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to I want to post on there more of just like race reviews, and just like maybe shorter videos. I was posting full onboards on there last year, but that's not a lot of fun sometimes. So I think I need to shorten them up and voice over them. So
yeah, I think the only fun in car that we had was at Indy where you came through that crash and then got hit on the door.
yeah, I think Road America was pretty fun. I guess in that last whole race battle. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
I hope you guys heard that. I really hope you guys could hear that car.
heard what?
No.
Good.
Good.
Better if they did.
Good that they did. But no. Hopefully, I'll try to do some more sim racing stuff and onboards and stuff like that.
And we're also going to probably be planning some more stuff to put on the Racing Team's channel. I know Luis was talking about doing more short videos. So we want to get a bunch of those done. Some fun ones, just like we could have fun, basically. The Mini Racing Team is all about having fun. So if you want to be, you can be as goofy as you want to be in those videos. I'm sure it'll get the right attention and show that this is a team that likes to have fun at the track.
Mhm.
So, but before we sign off here, I just want to let the fans know, people watching, that if you want to learn more about the racing team, go to www.minijcwteam.com, and their schedule for 2023 is on there as well. They are, I believe, in the process of doing some updates to the website. So you're going to see quite a bit of stuff related to their IMSA days, but they're also adding some TC America stuff to their website as well. So go check them out on there. As always, visit their YouTube channel. It is Mini JCW Team Films, I believe was what that was. And they're going to be adding more stuff to that channel in the coming months. And as always, after each race, I'll be posting Mini or Racing Team content on the Miniac. So you're going to see tons of videos. I have a video going out tomorrow. I have more videos next week, and then while I'm in NOLA, I have nothing but in-car footage from several of the cars going up for that entire time that I'm away. So there's going to be a lot of fun video footage coming up, and a few suggestions from some technicians on your team to do some commentary when I'm actually filming you guys, rather than just film and
That would be fun.
and keep walking. So we're going to be adding some commentary and to get it more engaging and really kind of see what happens there. But that being said, the videos last year was our first year doing the videos with the racing team, the live streams, and doing at Indy, doing some videos at the races. This year, first year that I'm doing all of the races, and I've been watching the views on the videos that I've been putting up for the racing team, and they've actually in one case doubled the previous views for one of the videos after like 5 months. So one video has like 600 views after 5 months. The one I posted after Sonoma had 1,000 views after 5 days. So we've made some progress. We've made some progress there, but I believe that means that that there are fans out there who are starting to see this, and starting from around the world, especially, they're starting to see the racing team and starting to want to know more about them and see the cars and really get to know the team better. So I think there's going to be more stuff in the future, maybe even some individual interviews of each driver, possibly do like a little background of each driver.
Sweet.
So that might happen at some point. But anyway, I'm going to have you all wait after we sign out, but let's basically stay on the line when we sign out, and then we'll end from there. But I want to thank all the fans for the Miniac and for the Mini JCW team watching us this evening. That we had a lot of people on there. I just saw a comment from a Tony Rodriguez. Great chat. Can't wait for the next live recap. So there we go. So we're getting a bunch of people in here. That's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have more of that in the coming months. But I want to thank everybody for watching. If you happen to be in New Orleans and it's on race weekend, go out to NOLA and cheer on the Mini JCW team. If you have the time to do so, if you can go visit the paddock, go do it. Check out the cars, visit the team, and just have a good time. But we're going to sign out for the evening. So I want to thank everybody for watching. And as always, I'm going to remind you all that life is too short to drive a boring car. So what do we all do, guys?
Drive a Mini.
There you go. Drive a Mini.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, good chatting with you all. We will see you all after NOLA.